All, welcome to the fourth module of Dynamics 365, and by this video we will be speaking about the sales module which we have in Dynamics 365. And here it's Abdul Rashid Feroz Khan. I am the director of CodeSizzler. I am a Microsoft MVP on Azure. Followed by that, there goes my Twitter handler, followed by a GitHub link again, where you can search for documents not just about Dynamics 365 but also about your Azure and other things. Now here we go with the sales module process. Sales module is said to be one important thing which comes under your Dynamics 365. And in sales module you have the rock stars of 5 things, which are lead, opportunity, quote, order and invoice. Let's take a common scenario. Let's consider I am going to deliver a training material or a software package towards a general audience of market. So the very first thing that I would be doing is that I will carry the software package towards the market, and the market could be like an audience of 100 people or an audience of 200 people, something like that, where I am going to brief them about the product and I want to put this product towards the people. So now here we go with 100 people or 200 people, whoever are there, collecting their details, collecting their contact numbers, who belong to different companies. Like a person can belong to a company called a person can belong to a company called B, and a person can belong to a company called C, something like that. Now collecting all these different sort of records and putting it towards a single entity is called as a lead. So a lead can hold a contact information, an account information, or let's say some sort of details, how you can reach him, what could be the code for him, all those things. So that's all about your lead. The lead can be a set of collection of your account, or it can be of anything. So it's an entity which holds all the data. So that's lead, where you can just view it by clicking on a lead. You can get into it, you can find the details of it, and you can even modify the scene. So I will show you the lead here. Let's open up a browser and I will go for my Dynamics 365 account here. Let me sign in for the account. If you haven't activated your free trial account, you can check for the first module of the video. You can activate your free trial account. This gets landed up here at your home page. Well, here we go. So now I have click on sales, and when I click on sales, you can find something called leads here. So when you go for leads, click on it, you can find the details over here. You have a filter. You can click on the filter and you can just put across like the leads who have to be followed or leads who are being followed up. So there are different sort of leads, and inside your leads you have different sort of things like Cathan, Koknar, Simpermal, all those things. Now clicking on new will help you to add a new lead for this project. Let's say I click on this new, and here you can add a topic. Let's say I will add a topic of Azure, and name, first name I will make it as something Mahmoud, and second name is Khan. So let it be the first name and second name that we have added up. Job title, he could be the director of the company. So all these things you can add it up here. Now this is going to be one record which you are going to add it. You have all the details. Clicking on save, this will create a new lead. So you can go here at the leads. I'll click on leads. You can find another lead which has been added up now, and this belongs to a topic called Azure. Now this is one part that we will be working on, lead, and the next comes your opportunity. So this opportunity is where you have brought a product towards a market, you have spoken to some sort of audience, and now we are going to set a filter that these sort of people have an idea of buying your product, and another set of people who don't have an idea of buying your product, and another set of people who are at a oscillation whether to buy your product or shouldn't buy it. So these things can be filtered with help of opportunities, and to create opportunities, again you can click on this sales, and here you can find opportunities under your sales. You can go for opportunities. You have different sort of topics, so it's like expressed interest in A, and you have other things, audio equipment, you have interested in our new offerings. So you can create opportunities over here, and you can add account here, you can add the probability. So what could be the probability of buying it? I'll click on any one of it. I'll click on audio equipment. So here at the audio equipment, we have the opportunities here, the topic which is audio equipment, the account, currency, what is the forecasted business with that guy, and the business phone number, all those things. Still you can scroll down to find the probability. So it's the 60% of probability that the guy could buy the product, and other things are your sales stage and your email information, stakeholders, opportunity contact, all those things. So this is your opportunity, and the next goes your quote. Once after speaking towards a person about the opportunity, you will be going for a quote where you're going to raise your quote for this particular product. This is going to be the cost, and if the client is not convinced with that, again you're going to remodify the quote, and all those things can be done with help of this quote module. Let me click on quote here. I'll go for sales, and we have quotes. Here you can create a quote. I'll click on the quote which I have here, Ramesh, and over here you have a quote ID, you have a revised ID, you have the name. So what could be the price list? It's at INR. The opportunity you can generate here, whether the guy would be buying it or not, and the potential customer, if he is a potential customer or not, all those things. And what is the shipping method that you're going to do, what is the payment term, it's going to be net 60 or net 45, all those things. You can also create a new quote by clicking on new. So here I will add a new thing. Let's say I will add a name, and let me now name it as let's say some name ABC, and the currency is going to be INR again, Indian rupee. So it's INR. You can select Indian cost rates, and opportunities you can create here, potential customers, all those things. So here you are going to add the address for the quote to be delivered. So that's all about your quote. You can save and close it once if you have done with it. The next thing over here is we have order. Order is where you're going to process the order for one particular client. So it's going to be the fourth module. You have spoken to a client, you have brought him into the opportunity that he is going to buy a product, you have raised a quote for it saying that this could be the cost for it, and then you're going for a product where you're going to place the order. So let's go for the sales module again. I'll click on orders. Okay, I don't need this to be saved. And in orders you can set your order. Again you have a filter here for the views, and to create a new order you can click on new. You can set the order here, your order ID, name, currency, all those things, and shipping details you have it here, shipping information, all those things. Well, that's order. And the next thing is your invoice, where you're going to generate the invoice. So this invoice is where you're going to set the price and other factors. Again you can go for sales, you have invoice here. Clicking on invoice you can add it over here. So we have one invoice which has been generated. I can even create a new invoice by clicking on new. So invoice ID is locked, which will be generated automatically. Name, let's set a name, Firoz. Currency, price list, okay, price list, let's make it at INR, Indian cost of 2016. Still I will scroll down. Here add your dates delivered, the date which you want to get delivered. The contract name you can add it over here. You can click here, I will name it as, or I will even search here. So let's make it as leather, the contract which has to be delivered, and other address and all those things. So once after adding all those things, you can save it. You can either confirm the invoice. I can click on confirm invoice. By confirming it, you can click on save and close. This will save and close your invoice. So it's asking for a customer. Okay, the customer I have named something. Let's say it's for active transport. Now I will save and close it. Okay, it's not matching the currency. Okay, fine. So you should give the exact currency of what it belongs to the country. Well, and the other things that I wish to indicate is that you have a status that it says that the invoice is active. This is just to make sense about what are the different modules and the features that you have. We will be speaking in detail, and we will create a report of invoice starting right from the scratch about how we are going to create lead opportunities, all those things. By this video, just make sense about what all the modules that we have, how we are going to access it. The next I will go for the features that we have in your sales module. So now followed by this, we have few features like accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, competitors, and followed by other things. So accounts is where you have all the accounts followed up on your Dynamics CRM. So I'll go for accounts here. I'll click on sales and I'll go for accounts where you can add accounts. Let's click on OK. And here you have accounts. You can again go for views where you're going to filter it. I'll click on any one of an account, and this account will brief me about the data that we have inside. Whether you have to send an email or you have to set an introduction call with the person. You can even add the Facebook ID, Twitter handler, all those things. What is the annual renewal that you're getting from that particular corporate, and number of employees that the particular corporate has. The other things you have is that you can set an audio. So it's like an overall thing. An account is where it has your lead, it has your company information, contract information, opportunities, cases, and other things. So that's your account. And next is your contacts, where you're going to add your contacts. So you can click here, you can go for contacts. You have contacts here. You can add contacts. So we have all the contacts added up here. You can even add a contact by clicking on new over here. And if you want to modify anything, you have to get into it. You can modify here. You can get in. Here you have the contact informations and everything. You can modify it and you can save it across. You can even deactivate a contact, or you can even connect it, or you can bridge it towards another contact. All these things can be done here. You can run a workflow. Okay. So the next is we will be going for leads and opportunities, all those things which we discussed before. You have to have other options like competitors. So competitors is where I will go for competitors here. Let's click on competitors. So here it's going to be competitor. I will click on any one of a competitor here. You can set the competitor by making sense about this competitor's strength is what, that you can add it over here, and the weakness you can add it over here. Now this guy is a competitor of Carter Electronics added by the system. So you can add it as this guy is going to be a competitor for printer, or this guy is going to be a competitor for some electronics gadgets. And you can add the strength and weakness of this particular competitor over there at the right corner. You can set an email link, you can follow up that. All those things can be done over here. And the next is we have quotes, the one which we discussed before, orders, invoice, all those things. The next module which we have over here to speak in features is products, sales literature, goal metrics reports, all those things. Now products is where it holds the overall information of your product, what product that you're going to bring for the market, the details about the product, all those things. Sales literature is, it discusses about all the things that happens in the sales module, the entire scenario, whatever you have in sales, whatever the product that you have launched, all those things. And goal is where you're going to set a goal that this particular revenue has to be generated by this particular sort of product, by this particular sort of time slot, all those things. So that's goal. Goal metrics is where you're going to monitor your metrics You're going to set a metrics about whatever the goals that you have achieved on your sales module, and followed by that reports is the last feature, which is one important thing which generates a report for whatever stuff that you have worked. I'll go for a reports over here. I'll go for sales and let me click on reports. You could make sense with all these things. You can work on it and you can explore more knowledge about it. I'll go for reports on tools. Let's click on account overview. So we have the reports for different things over here. You can set a filter, modify down all those things. Let's go for creating a record over here by clicking on report. So I click on run report. Now this processes the request and it will set a overall menu for you. Report is one important thing that comes under your Dynamics 365. So this is the report which says comes up with your industry details, the location, website for it, and the interested offering, all those things. So here you have generated. You can view the report, you can edit it, you can set a filter across, all those things. Well, that's all about your features that you have in your sales module. Stay tuned. We will be discussing about the marketing module on the next slot of video. And thanks for joining. Here goes the email ID of us, the Twitter handler, and we will be more than happy to help you at any moment of time. You can write your queries. You can get followed up with your Dynamics CRM videos. Thanks for joining. See you guys soon on the next video tutorial. Thank you.